Hi, families. This is Mrs. Bunch here to help you out with some other content that you need to know. So, yesterday I made a video about how to log in, and that will be sent out with this one. But just to review, if you're in Clever, we go to Schoology. And when it's coming up, this one's going to be more about buttons in Microsoft Teams, which is the app that we use for all of our video classes. So when Schoology comes up, it may take a while if you're on a MNPS computer, which I am right now. Then you're going to go to Courses. This is just a refresher. Homeroom. And you're going to have to scroll down to find the morning meeting. And this is where I keep our link for our video classes each day. So I'm clicking on morning meeting and then link to morning meeting. And once you get in there, you're looking for the blue words, join Microsoft Team meeting. So there, I'm clicking on that. It's going to bring you up with some options. And if you watch my other video, I kind of covered that in there. But you definitely want to stick with the app if at all possible. If you continue on the browser does have some glitches. And one of the glitches is that often the video that is shown to everybody else is either sideways, upside down. It's the wrong direction, and it's not always the correct direction. It doesn't happen every time, but that is one of the glitches for the browser. So I highly recommend the app. If you already have an MNPS computer, it should be on there already. But if not, it only takes a few minutes to upload. So you could download. So you could download it here. I already have it, so I'm just going to go up to this box and click Open Microsoft Teams. And it will open in a new window separate from your browser. So it's just going to think for a minute. It's definitely best to start logging into our morning meeting about 10 minutes ahead of time in case things are running slow, so you're not late. Our morning meeting is eventually only going to be 15 minutes, so if you're late, you might miss most of it. And here's where you do your choices. I always log in with my video and microphone off just to make it easier to launch. So I'm going to click Join Now. And it'll bring it up. It's reminding me my microphone is muted. And this is where most of the tutorial is going to be focused around. What I've been working on with the students since the first day, and what I've been stressing to them, is they really need to know how to unmute themselves and mute themselves, how to turn the camera on and off, also how to virtually raise their hand, and how to type me a question or answer in the conversation box. So right now I'm going to unmute it, which is this picture here of the little microphone, and turn the camera on just to show you what it's like. It's probably going to show you the same picture that's down in the corner of the screen. And it's probably not working because I'm using the webcam to create the video. But the picture would come up here. I can actually turn the camera off. So to turn the camera off, you just click this video camera button and turn it off, and it'll be a line through it. Now, during our class video sessions, I would really like for all students to keep their cameras on unless they need to step away for a minute. That helps me to know who's engaged and how we're doing in class. The microphones, especially if they're not in a quiet room, will be muted for the most part, but they need to know how to unmute it to answer questions and to join in a discussion. It's very, very, very important that wherever you locate your child, that they don't have distractions around them, that they are able to just focus on the screen, that there's not a lot going on, and that it's quiet. I do want to remind you that those of us that are a part of the meeting can hear everything going on around the computer if it is unmuted. So even if somebody's talking further across the room, these microphones still pick it up. So we do hear it, and it is very distracting for a lot of our classmates, including me, as I'm trying to teach, and they have trouble hearing what's going on. They can't hear each other, they can't hear me. So having a quiet space is a very, very important part of netiquette. Just making sure that there's not distractions and not noises. I know so far we've had a lot of noises and backgrounds like vacuums and blenders and babies crying and dogs barking. And the more that the families can help us eliminate those noises, the better. So finding a quiet place, a quiet room where they can do their learning. This is our virtual classroom, so even if we're not together in a classroom, we want it to have the same kind of environment. We don't want music playing. We don't want other kids playing games. Just a nice, quiet place to focus. So that's just a reminder to parents. But muting that microphone is going to be important if they're not participating right away or if they're waiting for their turn so that we can hear the students that are talking. And I already went over the camera being on. So other features that you need to know in Teams. This picture of a hand. That one is when I taught the kids on the first day for the students that were with me that day. And I think I've reviewed it a couple times. This shows me that your child would like to participate and has something to add to our conversation. So when they click that, I get a little notification on my participants board showing me who is raising their hands. And that gives me an idea of who I can call on and who is ready to share their answer. Or if they have a question to ask me. So using the raise your hand feature is one thing I really want all my students to know, hopefully before next week. A lot of the kids have already found this one, and this is a conversation box, and I've set up some ground rules for our class. This is only to be used for classroom information and questions. So if they have something to add to our discussion, that they can't get their mic working or some other reason, they can type it in there. But it's not for just sending emojis to each other, and it's not for chatting with each other. It's just to add to our classroom conversation and discussion. The last one here is one I will probably use more than students, but it shows me who's in the meeting, so I can keep track, especially when we get everybody. It shows me who's raising their hand. So you can see I didn't lower my hand, so it's still showing in here. And it also is where I allow and admit people into the meetings. I have a meeting set up so that they have to go to a waiting room first and wait for me to admit them. So if I was to lower my hand, if my question got answered, if I'd already been called on or participated, I just click on the hand again and it lowers the hand. So that shows me, Mrs. Bunch, that that child has already had their chance. I also have the ability to lower their hand if they forget, which is fine. It only takes me a little click. So the main things, if you could help your child to learn, are how to mute and unmute, keeping muted unless they're participating, how to turn the camera on and off. When we go on breaks, it's important to have the camera off and the microphone off, and how to raise their hand when they want to participate. The only reason they'll really need the chat box is if their sound isn't working or if their microphone's not working. So then at the very end of the meeting, when I say, all right, it's time to go on your own, then they can click the red leave button. And when it's all done, I will end the meeting and we will start the next session the next day. So I can just do that now. But those are the basics of Microsoft Teams. Now, if your child's Microsoft Teams is not showing the features up at the top here, you might want to try putting the mouse over the picture and just kind of hovering it there. And a box may show up with those buttons there. And that just means you don't have the updated version of Microsoft Teams yet. I know the MNPS computers sometimes take a little longer to update than if you're on your own personal laptop or computer. I don't think, under the three dots, there is one more thing here. There's different ways to view the pictures. And the gallery view is probably the one that most of them are set to. And that only shows between 4 to 6 pictures on the screen. If they want to see the whole class at once, and it won't show up right now because it's only me logged into the meeting, you will have to help them change it to the large gallery. And that can show a lot. I mean, I saw everybody today in class because I had mine set to that. And so I had 12 kids on the screen for a lot of it. So that's the large gallery, and that's under the three dots. You would have to change that. The together mode kind of shows everybody sitting in their head sitting in a chair. It's kind of like a floating head in a chair. And I don't know. You might like that format. It's not my favorite one, but I do like the large gallery one. So those are under the triple dot. And I think that's all that I need to go over now. So I'm going to end this meeting. And I wanted to show you one thing in the Microsoft Teams app, which is where I am right now. And in this app, I just went to our virtual classroom. Your child will have a picture at the top of the screen if they're logged into their MNPS account. And if you click on that picture, you can scroll down to where it says check for updates. And I do that, and it just kind of says, we'll check and install any updates while you continue to work. And it'll let you know if there's an update to the app. And that's how I got the large gallery if it's not showing up. And then after it does find an update, you might also need to change one other part. But that is where you can run the updates to make sure you have the most updated version of Microsoft Teams. And hopefully it'll work the best then. Mine didn't have any new updates. But under settings is also where you can find it so they can view more of their classmates. You would have to scroll down, and it's the turn on new meeting experience, which allows them to view more people at a time. So I have that already checked because I've already updated it. But there you go. That was my little tutorial on how to use the Teams buttons and the buttons in Teams. I know many of you have probably already discovered those, as we have already done 5 days of classes. But again, the link is under courses, homeroom, and morning meeting, and that's where it will be each morning. That's our link for the day. All right, I hope this was of some help to you. I will be filming another tutorial on how to use all the buttons in Schoology and how to find the assignments, or Schoology. Why do I said Schoology, but I think it's really Schoology. All right, thank you. I hope you have a good day. Bye.